Yeah, hi. So the last class, what we discussed, SDLC. Can anyone tell me what is SDLC? Anyone?
Software development lifecycle.
Yes. Can
That
you tell me what are the phases in SDLC?
requirement
Hmm.
analysis.
Hmm.
Mm,
Coding.
Codings.
After analysis, what you will do? After analysis, will design, right? Design part
Design.
will come. After design,
Design.
uh,
Coding.
hmm.
Testing.
Hmm. After testing, what you
Mm,
will do?
Production.
Yes, correct. Production, right? After production, what you will do? Support and maintenance.
maintenance.
Support and maintenance. See, it's easy. No need to by heart. See, requirements. Once we got requirements, what we will do? Analysis, right? Analysis means what? Whether we can do or not. So analysis is very, very important in real time. Risk analysis, risk mitigation, risk strategy. There are a lot of things will be there. Metrics will be there. See, you're paying, client will paying the money, but we need to check, right? Resources is required, right? If resources is not there, again, the project will be a problem. So resources will be there, but environment is not there. Again, it is a problem. So there are a lot of analysis part will be there. Once the requirements is finalized, then they will go with what analysis part. Once the analysis part is done, then they will start design phase. Once the design phase is done, then they will start coding. After coding, we are involved. Okay, testing. We are involved in the testing phase. Once the testing phase is completed, then we will go with the release, like production and everything will be done. Once the release is done, support and maintenance. This is the cycle. You cannot break the cycle like coding, production. You cannot say all irrespectively. You need to say in the particular order. So, what is the first thing is what first phase is what requirement, after requirements analysis, after analysis design, after design coding, after coding testing, after testing, if testing, see, that is what the importance of testing. If you give the confirmation, right, yeah, if you certify the build, QA need to certify the build. If you certify the build, then only it will go with the release. Once the release is done, then again it will go to the support and maintenance. Okay, it's never end story. If you work with the product based company, right, service based company and product based company, what is the difference between service based company and product based company? Product means what? It never end. You can work 60 years also there. So product means they will go with the implementation. Newly they added with all the things like newly they added. But service is not like that. Service is what? It's like a contract, like 6 years or 7 years. We need to give the service. So once the project is done, again we need to go with another project. So there are a lot of difference between product and service. Okay, if you are getting a job in product based company, right, you can work with more than 10 years or 20 years or 30 years also you can work. Okay, more than that also you can work. Okay, so product will never be end. Okay, they will come up with what enhancements. No, a lot of new enhancements will come now. What is new enhancements? AI. Now everything will comes with AI enhancements. Okay, so product will never be end. Okay, but don't worry, we are not involved in all the areas. Okay, we are only involved in where? In testing phase. I told you, right, we are not involved in all the phases. Okay, we are only involved in where? In testing phase. Once we got the task on your name, right, what we need to do as a tester? What you will do, guys? Can anyone? As a tester, what you will do? First, I told you, right, the test plan. The test plan is designed by test lead. Okay, once the lead is designed the test plan, right, then next what you will do? Test scenarios. Scenario means what? What I need to verify. Once you identify the test scenarios, next what you will do? Test cases. You need to write the test cases, conditions. Once the test case is done, then you will execute the test cases. Once your execution is done, then again what you will do? You are doing with the system testing. Once system testing is done, then you will need to go with acceptance testing. Once the user acceptance testing is done, then you will go with the production and implementation and support and maintenance. So this is what If you go with 1 year of experience or if you go with 10 years of experience, the same process will be there. A test plan, test scenarios, test cases, integration testing. We missed this one. Integration testing is very, very important. System testing, user acceptance testing, production and implementation, and finally we can go with what? Support and maintenance. Okay, got it right. So this is one of the most important one. What are the requirement specification documents we have? PMP. What is called PMP? Anyone know what is called PMP? Project Management Plan. What is SRS? What is called SRS? What is called SRS? SRS is nothing but what? Software Requirement Specification Document. Okay. What is FRS? What is called FRS? FRS is nothing but what? Functional Requirement Specification Document. Understanding, right? So these documents are very, very important. Now today what we need to learn? Testing techniques. Okay, there are two techniques, very, very important. Static and dynamic. Okay, what is meaning of static testing? What is meaning of dynamic testing? So static means what? Static means what? What is meaning of static? Let's see. Static testing means what? The testing can be classified into two categories. One is what? Static testing. Another is what? Dynamic testing. Static means the static testing is checking is carried out without executing the application is called static testing. So without executing. So can you give me any examples of without executing? Yeah. Review means what? You are writing the test cases. Okay, your senior person will review. So here we are not executing anything. So it will comes on which? Static testing. Inspection. What is called inspection? Inspection means what? Checking. See, now if you are not following the respective documents, right? Respective document. If you are not following the correct documents, right, you will not get the correct input, right? So inspection. Inspection is very, very important. Whether you are following the respective documents or not, whether you are following the design documents or not, whether you are following coding standard documents or not, whether you are following the test templates or not. So this all or comes under where? Inspection. Inspection is nothing but a checking. Okay, here we are not executing anything. So it is also comes under static testing. Okay, walkthrough. What is called walkthrough? Walkthrough is nothing but it's a kind of small meetings. Okay, it's a kind of meetings. Okay, in the walkthrough sessions, hey, please attend the walkthrough sessions. Walkthrough sessions means what? We are explaining how the functionalities work. Here also we are not executing anything. So all these things like review, inspections, and walkthrough all will comes under in which phase? Static testing. Static testing means what? Without execution. Such kind of testing we can call it as what? Static testing. The static testing is also called as verification part. So we can call it as what? It's a verification part. When you are talking about dynamic testing, see, this is very, very important. So dynamic testing means what? Generally, what we do is what called as a dynamic testing. The application is checking done executing. We always executing, right? So white box testing, the developer will give the input and checking the output. So that will comes under dynamic testing. Black box testing, the testing team, we are giving the input and we are getting the output, right? That is also we can call it as what? Dynamic testing. There is another testing is there. What is the gray box testing? So what is meaning of gray box testing? The gray box testing is nothing but the combination of what? White and black. So sometimes we require developer help and sometimes the developer requires a testing help. So in that case, what kind of testing we will perform? We will perform the gray box testing. So gray box is nothing but what? The combination of what? A white and black. So the dynamic testing is also called as validation. So interview, definitely they will ask you, can you explain what is verification and what is validation? Okay, what is verification and what is validation? Okay, verification and validations are very, very important. Means static testing and dynamic testing. So in real time we need to check both things like verification part and validation part. Okay, for example, simple understanding, real time, see how it is important. So why they ask you an interview? So they will assign one story on your name. Okay, one task id 1010, task name, login functional, login page. So here what you will do, can anyone tell me, you will do only verification or only validation? What you will do? We will do both, right? What is verification part here? Can anyone tell me what is verification part here and what is validation part here? Anyone? Verification part is what? Can anyone? What is validation part here for login page? Do you understand my question? Here for this task, this is your task. For here, what is verification part and what is validation part here? So what we discussed just now, verification part is what, without executing the things we can call it as a verification. So what we need to do in verification part, we need to go with the requirements, inspection. We need to go with walkthrough. So we need to check whether you have proper requirements or not. Validation means what? What is called validation? You are giving input, okay? You are giving what? Input, and you are checking what? Output. Output you are getting correctly or not, okay? So for any task, you can go with any task. We will perform both the parts, like verification part and validation part. If you understand this one, you can go for interview today itself. No need to wait. Okay, because any task, okay, any task, you need to do what, both things, like verification part means what, whether the requirements are correctly are given or not, that all will comes on which part, verification part. So what is validation part, whether you are giving input and you are getting output, whether that output is getting correctly or not, that we can call it as what, validation. So we need to do what, both things. Testing is nothing but we need to do follow both the verification part and validation part. Is it clear? Anybody have any questions? So the importance of static and dynamic interview, mostly they will ask you, do you know what is static testing, do you know what is dynamic testing, do you know positive testing, do you know what is negative testing? So they will ask you any question. Okay, we don't know what kind of question they will ask you in interview, right? So we need to prepare. Any question they ask, you need to able to answer that question. Okay, so we do what, both the parts, like verification part and validation part. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, yeah, good. So this is very very important. Okay, so don't by heart. Try to understand in real time scenarios. Okay, so we do what, both the verification part and validation part. Okay, now so far what we learn, what is testing, testing types, structural and functional, and testing techniques, static and dynamic, and also we learn what is SDLC. See, these 3 days classes or what we learn, you just put a question mark. What I learned all these 3 days, what is testing, testing types, testing techniques, SDLC, software development life cycle, what are the requirement documents, what is the BVA, what is called BVA, boundary value analysis. So question yourself, automatically answers will come. Okay, now what is the testing fundamentals? Okay, what are the testing fundamentals? Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing, and finally functional testing and non-functionality testing. So all your interview questions will come somewhere in functional testing itself. Okay, if you know all functional testing, you can go for interview. Okay, no need to wait. So all your interview questions, they're straightforward questions. There are no indirect questions. Okay, straightforward questions, and they will ask you, do you know what is smoke testing? Do you know what is do you know what is sanity testing? Do you know what is retesting? Or do you know what is regression testing, exploratory testing, retesting? So these all are what, straightforward questions. 100% they will ask you. There is no indirect questions here. They will ask you direct questions here. Okay, but functional testing, we are the functional testers, right? So we need to know what is functional testing. Now let's say what is unit testing. Everyone know, right? What is unit testing? Unit testing is done by the developer to check, make sure that code is working properly or not before they sending to the QA team, right? Unit testing, testing a single program or a module or a unit of a code. So in case they ask you to test a single module, okay, now Amazon will be there. For example, they ask you to test only a single module. See, this is the module. Today deals is what one module. They ask you to test only a single module. So what you need to do? You need to test only this single module itself. Okay, that kind of testing we can call it as what? Unit testing. The testing of a single program or a module or a unit of a code, that we can call it as what? Unit testing. What about integration testing? See, integration, the name only we can easily say that integration. Integration means what? Integration testing is the process of combining the modules and check the data test flow between the modules. See, whenever you added these two modules, today deals and registry, there are two modules here, right? When you click today deals, what page it is coming? Today deals page. When you click registry, when you are in today deals, when you are able to access the registry, right? So they both have what? Proper communication, data flow between the two modules. See, the data flow between the two modules. Now in which page I'm in? Registry page. Now I'm able to access what? Today deals. See, means that both have what? The proper communication. Both have what? Proper communication. Understanding, right? Integration means what? You are combining the two modules and checking the data between the two modules. Say simple example, integration is very important in real time. I told you, right, one developer cannot build entire Amazon application, right? So there are two developers will be there. Here the developer one, here the developer two. Now this developer will do what? Today deals. This guy will be implemented registry. Okay, whatever it may be. Now this guy will do? This guy will do unit testing. This guy is also will do the unit testing. Unit testing is nothing but what? White box testing or component testing. Once this guy is done, he will push the code here. This guy is also done. This guy is also will push the code here. Now this guy will check what? These two guys need to check what? Integration testing, whether these two modules have proper communication or not. Once the integration testing is passed, then they will push this code into where? Into server. Now, one this code, right? This code will be converted in the form of what? Build. This build this build will assign to whom? To the QA. Now, what QA will do? What QA person will do? QA will get URL. You will get URL. That URL is nothing but what? Amazon.com. What is your expected result here? Can anyone? What is your expected result? Today deals registry. So what you need to do testing here, you need to test unit one single module you need to test, and also registry also you need to check. And along with that, what you need to test, you need to check integration testing. Integration testing means what? If you click today deals page should work. If you click registry, registry page should work. So here what kind of testing you are performing? Integration. Here what developer will doing? Integration testing. Here what testing you are doing? Integration testing. So integration testing will done by both the dev and QA. Integration, if integration is failed, then it won't work. See again here, if you observe this one, last class we discussed, developer also will do what? Integration testing. Here testing team is also what? What they will do? integration testing. So integration testing is very, very, very important. So here the integration is good, like the data flow between the two modules, you are able to communicate with these two modules. Okay, then there is a good communication between the two modules. Whenever any module is you are added, again gift you are adding, again what you need to do, again you need to do integration testing. Make sure that gift should work with the today deals, gift should work with the registry. So this kind of testing we can call it as what, incremental integration testing. One module we are adding and checking the data flow between the modules, that we can call it as what, incremental integration testing. Okay. And what is called non-incremental integration testing? Non-incremental means what? At a time, they will add all the modules here at a time. 3 or 4 modules they were added at a time. Make sure that all the modules are communicating properly or not. They need to check. That we can call it as what, a non-incremental integration testing. See, the non-incremental integration testing is a process of testing the product integration, every unit, all at a time into the system. And what we need to check, the testing the data flow between the modules. Simple guys, integration. Do you know integration testing? Yes. What, how you will do with the integration testing means, you need to simply say that whenever any new module are added or whenever any new functionality is added, make sure that the functionality should not break anything, and we need to perform integration testing, like check the data flow between the modules. Simple. No need to by heart definitions and all the things. So what you know, you just explain in your words. No need to by heart, no need to write the notes. Okay, just what you know, what is integration, general. Forget about testing. General thing is what is called integration. Integration means what, combining the two things. The two things, after combining the two things, make sure that the two things should be work properly. That kind of testing we can call it as what, integration testing. Okay. Again, incremental means what? One module only we are added. See, incremental integration testing is a process in which the each unit is integrated one at a time. Previously, what we discussed, non-incremental means all at a time. All modules we are adding at a time. But incremental integration testing means one module we are adding. Okay. But here the time taken, right, again one more module I added, again I need to test with other modules. If we are going with non-incremental integration testing means all the modules are added at a time. In that case, what will happen? Time will be saved. That is what he's saying. This method can be used to save the time in the integration process. This is also called as what, a Big Bang method. Okay, and incremental method we can call it as what, assembly testing. Assemble means what, once you assemble, make sure that properly it is assembled or not, we need to check. Again, one more interview question they will ask you, do you know what is top down testing and bottom of the testing? So what is called top down testing and what is called bottom of the testing? So top down testing means what and bottom of the testing means what? Top down, see, from the parent to child. See, simple example, we everyone knows this one, but interview they will ask you, do you know top down testing? This is the parent link. Under the parent link, what we are doing, we are adding the child links. Okay, so what we need to do, parent link should work and child links should work. Okay, this is what top down. And bottom up means what, the child links will be there and parent link will be there added. So vice versa, it should work from top to down and bottom to up should work. Okay, it should not, like sometimes it's only working with the top down, bottom up is not working, so then it is a bug. So make sure that parent to child, we can call it as what, top down testing. See, the top down testing process of incrementally adding modules from where, from the parent to child. Again, we need to check with the data flow between the modules. This process works downwards throughout the software hierarchy, so top to bottom. What is bottom of the testing? So bottom of the testing is a process of incremental adding a module from child to parent. So for example, simple example, see, you can go with any applications. See here, what is the parent link here? This is the parent, this is the child. See, parent should work, child should work, child should work, and parent link should work. You can click anywhere. It should work both ways, vice versa, right? So top-down testing means what parent to child should work, and bottom of the testing means what the child to parent should work. Okay. And coming to the system testing, we'll see the next class. System testing is one of the most important one. So far we learn what is unit testing, we know what is integration testing, we know. But system means what overall testing, like how we know now so far what is testing, we know testing types, we know testing techniques, we know what is SDLC, we know what are the documents we have, we know. But now next class is what unit testing, we know integration testing, we know. But what is meaning of system testing? System means what entire the application we need to test. But in the entire application we need to follow few things like you need to check compatibility, usability, performance, security. We need to check all those things. Okay, that we can see in the next class. Okay, next class should be a paid link. So make sure that guys, if you are if you want to interested to continue, just do the registration and make it as a paid link. Okay. Anything else, guys? Okay. Thanks for your time. Have a
Next
nice
class is
day.
in Monday.
Monday we'll go with the paid link only. Okay. So just we'll go with paid link. 8:50. Time is will be 8:50. Okay, you can log in at 8:15. Okay, that will go with now. See, the topics are almost the basic part is done. The next topics is what all are very very important, like functional testing, non-functionality testing, agile methodology. Mainly, agile methodology is very very important. If you know that agile methodology, maximum all your entry questions they will ask you agile. So what is Scrum Master? See, this is very, very important. What Scrum Master will do, what team will do, what product owner will do, what is product backlogs, what is sprint planning meeting, what is retrospectrum meeting, 100% entry question. What is retrospectrum meeting? Once you're done with your product, right, what we will do, what is called daily Scrum call. So once it is done, then we'll see the projects. There are three projects. One is banking application, one is insurance application, one we can go with what one live application. Once it is done, then we can go with the Jira, how you can report the defects and all the things that we'll see in Jira. In Jira it's done, then we can go with how to write the test cases, how to add the test cases manually, and how to write the tool with the tool, how to execute with the tool. That all we can see in the Jira. Once it is done, then we can start with automation. Lot of things will be there. We can speed up on Monday onwards. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Sure. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.